because Mr. West, aka Ye is experiencing some major fallout right now. Corporations have decided to sever its ties with the artist, the fashion designer, as a result of statements he made about Jewish people, what they deem to be, anti-Semitic statements, saying that he's gone too far, essentially. Now, who are the corporations that are deciding to walk away from the house of Ye? Let me go down the list, folks. Gap, Foot Locker, Adidas, Balenciaga, CAA, that is the talent agency, major talent agency in the industry. JP Morgan Chase, which is a bank that already was deciding to cut ties with Kanye and the Yeezy brand before he made his anti-Semitic statements. But now they definitely happy that they were able to cut ties with him. And MRC. Now, MRC is another company that is a Hollywood financier here in LA, major broker in LA. So they decided to cut ties with Ye as well. So those are just some of the corporations. Then you have a couple of major law firms that is deciding to walk away from Ye as a result of his statements. And folks, let me just say, the people have been releasing snippets of what was actually said, because he said what he said on Twitter, right? But he really goes in on that now infamous Drink Champs episode where he talks about everybody and then damn near their grandmother. But he really goes in talking about Jewish people on that Drink Champs episode that people are just cutting out because Revolt TV has decided to pull the episode as a result of his take on the George Floyd murder. And so this is the major fallout. Let's bring in hip hop artist, activist, culture crew member Jules B back into this, because I'm asking the question, Jules, is he pretty much at the point of no return? Are we at the point of no return with this guy? Is he at the point of no return with himself and, of course, the culture? Why you got that look on your face, Jules?
Because I told you so.
What you sell? Wait a minute. Oh, this sound like a Shannon Sharp approach that you about to take. What do you mean you told me so? What did you tell us, Jules?
Conversation last Wednesday, and
a couple of weeks ago.
Not the same exact conversation, but we had a discussion about this, about the whole Drink Champs interview. And
right. Oh yeah.
I literally stated, this is what happens when you take advantage of somebody who's in a mentally unstable or whatever y'all call him, or who's out of his God-loving mind. Let's call it what it is. I'm not dealing with mental health issues. This what happens when you take somebody that's not in their God-living mind, and you know they're not in that state, but then you give them a platform to speak even more stupid stuff. This is what happens. I told you so. I said this all this last week. I told you so. As far as Ye, I'm not chairman of the cancel culture. I don't believe in cancel culture. I don't care about cancel culture.
I'm not chairman of the.
At this point, you get what you deserve. As far as us as a culture canceling him, it's I can't make that decision, bro. I've seen people still talking about buying Yeezy. So it's I can't make that decision for other people. I just let's do it.
All right, so here, I'm glad that you said that, right? Because we can't make that decision. I don't even feel like there is a cancel culture committee, because the stuff I think that we should cancel, the people and the things I think we should cancel, people fighting for. So I'm kind of stepping away from trying to dictate to other people what they should cancel and what they should not cancel, what should be acceptable and what should. I'm just going to ask the question: is it good for the culture? If it ain't good for the culture, and when you really think about this stuff, if it ain't good for the culture, then we shouldn't accept it. But that's my approach. Put this information out there then my only question is this good for the culture? Now, here's the thing. You're talking about the cancel culture thing, right? If we look at, and there's a great piece that the Washington Post just printed about, this is where this question is coming from, talking about, is Kanye West at the point of no return? Are we at the point of no return? Because there's a great piece in the Washington Post that came out about this, looking at his whole career. And when you do a look at his whole career and the number of things he said, from the time he said George Bush doesn't care nothing about black people when he was doing that, and then all of the stuff that he said, one of my big pet peeves is not just the fact about you just saying things without truth, not knowing the full truth. My pet peeve is, are you doing all of this for yourself, or are you trying to do this for other people? And it's hard for me to identify, Jules, a moment when he says something to the effect of, hey, black designers don't have a say in this industry. Every time Kanye West talks, he's talking about what he himself personally have undergone, the trials of his personal life, the trials of his personal brand, the trials of him personally not getting into certain spaces and certain circles. I'm not hearing from Ye where he's saying this is why black folks are always marginalized. This is why black folks are at the bottom. I'm not hearing that language. I'm hearing why they ain't gonna let me in though.
Okay, so you said we're gonna have a quick conversation, and I tried to
make it quick.
Listen, I tried
to have to set the show down, but
I try to just ignore this dude. I try to act like he doesn't exist, but now you angered me real quick with the thought that I gotta say. So here's
no, we can't act like the man don't exist. He's a cultural figure.
He is not paying my mortgage, Roger. I don't care about this man.
Wait, but look, all right, I get that. But no, let's keep it real. We pocket watching him. We money clocking him. Everybody's talking about he ain't no billionaire no more. Oh, yes, he is. He still got this. He still got that. The Adidas deal was only $250 million. That's 10% of what they would lose. If that's just 10%, Adidas can find somebody else, even though they earned them $2 to $3 billion. Adidas can. I think Adidas will be fine.
That's the point I'm making. So you're, as Ye, when we went to that infamous Sway interview years ago, and Sway was trying to tell him to do these things on your own. Stop trying to look for the buy-in to these big white corporations and then going on blast rants about how they did you wrong and how they're not looking out for you and other like he told you the blueprint from jump. It's kind of sort of like you in high school trying to always go at the pretty girl, going at the high school cheerleader. She don't want you, but you're going to keep on going at her. You're going to keep on going at her. You're going to keep on going at her. And it's like, bro, like, she don't want you. You're forcing yourself into a situation. So then when you get into that situation, then you get taken advantage of. That's the point that I feel like we're not focusing on. I don't care about this man and what his other endeavors are, because to me, he's not for the culture. I've been saying that. He ain't doing that for us. I've been saying that for the culture. That's the only part I'm focusing on. What he's doing for himself, hey, more power to him. I hope he has future business endeavors. I don't care. That's him and his life. But what he's doing, the impact for the culture, he hasn't brought. I mean, you even have athletes, Aaron Donald and Jaylen Brown, now not a part of Donda Sports no more.
Right
after break. Like and those are superstar athletes. We ain't talking about the fourth player on the bench on the Celtics. We ain't talking about the backup to the backup lineman on the Rams. We talking about the prominent stars on their team are leaving. So it's like it's affecting much more than just Ye and his business dollars and he's a billionaire. Oh, he's not a billionaire. Oh, he represents for us. Oh, like this is more than that. You joined up with a man that doesn't have it right now. And when I say doesn't have it, I ain't talking about mental health. He just ain't got it, bro. Like, I don't see a reason or a light to pour into this man. I don't. The culture, as far as albums, as far as music, yes, the creativity was there, the greatness was there. But a lot of times in this day and age, we can't just expect our artists just to make music and not say nothing. I mean, Kendrick Lamar does it, J. Cole does it, but I mean, everybody's not them. You know what I'm saying?
See, here's the thing.
Of trying to be like that, it's like now you're going to get the backlash, whereas now you're just constantly speaking. And like I said with the whole Drink Champs interview, then you will get taken advantage of. Because like I said, you were just on Drink Champs a month before. So you don't need to be brought back for you just had a 3-hour conversation exactly a month before. So me bringing you back, that means I want the ratings. I want the controversy. Yay, say something crazy so we can get our ratings. That's what I felt like, and I felt like he delivered. And since he delivered, voila, this is where we're at.
All right, here's the thing. If you are going to go to this is just a strategy and art of war, folks. Sun Tzu talks about this in his book. If you're going to go to war with anybody, be prepared for the fallout, for the consequences. Your weakest enemy can cause casualties. I'm going to say this again. Your weakest enemies can cause casualties. Mm-hmm. So you can't go to war with any group, any individual, or any idea of power and then be surprised, be amazed, be shocked that you got some casualties on your end. Because warfare, and this is all warfare, this is the business, right? Just as much as it's about the culture, it's about business. He was in business with some of the world's biggest brands, right? Balenciaga, Adidas, Gap. These ain't small-time companies. These ain't your regular mom and pop shop. Gap initially was talking to him about opening his own store just for his clothes alone. A Yeezy Gap store.
Mm-hmm. I've heard.
Adidas was talking about, even though now there's some discrepancies in Adidas's statement, that they actually may still retain the ownership of the designs where he can trademark the name Yeezy, but they might actually still own the designs, which allows them to continue to produce the shoes even without him being on board. But these are brands that Balenciaga, let me tell you something, I ain't know nothing about Balenciaga, but now I see black folks walking around in the hood, bro, with Balenciagas. Now we on Balenciagas. Everybody talking, Balenciagas, I got to get the hat, the belt, the shoes, and blah, blah, blah. Then we got the people, black folks, oh, man, Adidas was nothing without Kanye. Bro, Adidas been around for 50 years. Bro, Run DMC did a song about Adidas.
So did Killer Mike.
What are you talking about? They weren't nothing. That doesn't matter. Even what he brought in, check the numbers out, do the math, because the math is going to be mathing on this. That he only made up 10%. He only brought in 10%. So where the other 90% coming from?
Beyonce.
From Ivy Park.
Yeah. Let's not like he's the only person.
Beyonce ain't carrying 90%, bro. She's not carrying that.
Pharrell.
My point is just that, you know, when we look at this, like this is warfare, bro. This is warfare. And you can't have a conversation, and you can't go up against any group of people, whether you're talking about Jewish people, whether you're talking about whoever, and not expect to get hit back. Like I said, your weakest enemies can cause casualties. So what do you think that you go up against somebody or group of people or institution of power? You better expect there's going to be some consequences for that. You better expect there's going to be a fallout. You better expect that they're going to kill, as Meek Mill said, they're going to kill your bank account.
So my question then is, so do we blame Ye or do we blame the corporations? Because these corporations...
No, because see, you know what I'm saying is with Ye, and that's why I started this conversation off with my original question is, has there been a moment when we saw Kanye not speak outside of himself? Is he breaking into these spaces for himself, or is this breaking into these spaces for us, for Black designers, for Black entrepreneurs, for Black business folks? You know what I'm saying? Or is he breaking in these spaces for himself, or is he breaking in these spaces for us? And I'm legitimately asking because I don't know, but I haven't read anything.
Right.
I haven't read anything.
But
is he worried about being a billionaire for himself, or is he worried about being a billionaire for other people? Is he opening the door? Because we can't get it confused that just because you're Black and in those spaces, right? Those high decision-making spaces, behind-the-scenes spaces, powerful spaces, that you're representing for, or you're opening the door rather for other people. You could just be there for yourself.
An ally or enemy, pretty much.
So I don't know. I'm throwing the question out there. Let me go to my culture crew, my online culture crew, and see what they got to say about this.
They've been wilder.
Because
I was looking at them like, let's get to them. I don't forget us. Let's get to them. They've been wild.
I got a lot of boy. They've been wanting to talk about this all day, but listen, I don't expect nothing less. All right, let's go to them. All right, we out. You say Kanye West don't care about Black people. The end was done with him with the slavery comment. Come on, man. We can't overlook that. We can't overlook that. Slavery is not a choice, bro. We can't overlook that. We out. Appreciate you. Rhonda Gillum, you said, whose culture? Kanye said something about Diddy and the Jews, and the next day, all his sponsors dropped him. Maybe this will wake him up, and he will build his own business for us, by us, if he can see that. Yeah. I mean, Kanye bulldozed his way through all of these industries and in these spaces. Y'all know how Kanye is Kanye. Ye is going to do Ye. He going to go hard. Ain't nothing sacred. Text messages, nothing is sacred with this guy. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, again, I can admit to the fact that there's some elements of truth. But when you got all this other stuff going on, this other madness, and I'm always questioning, if you're making all this noise, if you want to go against, what's your intent, bro? What's the end goal here? What's the end goal? I shouldn't have to, if you're making this much noise, it should be very clear what your end goal is. But I can't tell what your end goal is based upon how you move. I can't tell. Somebody tell me if y'all can tell. What is Kanye's end goal here? Is his end goal what? President. Freedom, justice, equality?
President. He wants to be the president.
I mean,
that's I literally think
his end goal to bring Black people into these spaces I think what's your end goal, bro?
I think his end goal is personal gain to get to the presidency seat. I literally think that.
Come on, man. There ain't no way in the world. There ain't no way in the world.
But he was campaigning just in the last election. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like it ain't like, it's like what we're saying, what you and I saying ain't no way in the world us as the culture will vote for him. I'm saying the man's end game is trying to be where 45 was. That's where I think. I literally think that.
I don't, and you know what? I respect your opinion. I just disagree because he has to clearly know that he's not qualified for that. Mentally, emotionally, he's not qualified in the politics of understanding how government works. He's not qualified. The man has come out to say he doesn't read. I'm not, and this is not throwing shade. This is, I mean, come on, folks. We can't slice up people's words or take bits and pieces of who people are and be like, oh, see, this is what, and try to create somebody from the bits and pieces. We try to create a person based upon our understanding and our view of him. No, you got to take him for who he are. Yeah, he's a man who talks about politics, but then there's a man that's also saying he don't read. Here's a man who says he's, talking about Black people, but then, your lifestyle is that you always have been wanting to be acceptable to white companies and to be acceptable in white spaces. So what is it what we're getting into? there's a disconnect. That's really big and it's important. There's a huge disconnect. Pookie-san, you said, I think Kanye needs to go on a hiatus to get himself together mentally and physically. He's losing so much so fast, he's shooting himself in the foot. Walker and Donald left Donda tired of sad endings. It's a sad ending. It's a cautionary tale, though. It's a cautionary tale. One is that you understand the dynamics of warfare, understanding business, understanding that if you go against anybody, there are going to be some casualties, even on your side. Even if you win, you're going to win with some casualties. But the way he's pulling this off, I don't see a win for him. I just don't see a win for him out of this. Shalinda, you checked in and said he's getting exactly what he deserves. Rose checked in all the way from London, Jules, watching us here on the Black Star Network. So excited about that. Rose said, never give up on Kanye, please. He clearly needs medical intervention. I think he needs medical intervention too, Rose. I'm not giving up on him. I'm just not putting so much into him. I'm going to take Kanye the way we need to take Kanye. Like, okay, Kanye. All right, yeah, I got you. But I'm not going to, I mean, what are we saying? Are we saying that we should put all our hopes and dreams and aspirations, political aspirations in it? Come on, bro. Come on. Like, I don't know. I don't think that, I personally don't agree with that. So I don't know. Rashida, thank you, Rose, for checking in. I'm glad that you're able to join us. Rashida, you said Ye is full of no more KW. He needs to be blocked everywhere. His stupid mistake was talking about Jewish people. If he kept bashing black people, would have been fine. No one won't care. Well, we would care. I'm not worried about the Jewish comment because he's feeling the brunt of that. But where's the brunt about the George Floyd? Slavery is a choice. What about all the stuff he said about black folks? Where's the brunt of that? We're still very acceptable.
See, that's my issue, bro. That is my issue. You say that slavery isn't a choice, but then again, everybody clamoring for Yeezys. I don't get it. I don't get this world we live in. I don't get it. How the man sales go up for merchandise when they say slavery is a choice, but then as soon as you say something about the Jewish community, now he gets canceled and everybody wants to tag him with their personal opinion. Nah, this should have been going on when he said slavery was a choice. This should have been going on years ago when he said others quotables. He's very quotable. He says a ton of things that you remember, but whatever. Like,
right. I mean, look, when he says certain things very quickly, Jules, as we kind of close out, when he says certain things, what is the backlash that we as black folks in this country, what is the backlash that we have imposed on him? What was the consequences of his words about our struggle? Where was the backlash? Right? Now, certainly we can't stop him from making money. And I know people say, well, when he said that, I mean, those companies didn't drop him. Folks, y'all want me to help us understand some things? Stop thinking there's no double standard for black folks. I mean, this will help to relieve a lot of pain and pressure and tension and heartbreak. There is a double standard when it comes to black folks, man, and everything that we do. Let's just accept it, right? You can't say certain things. You can't do certain things. You can't move the way you want to move as a black person versus white people or other folks. Let's just stop trying to do it. Why is it that? Because there's a double standard, bro. That's what it is. It's called racism. It's called bigotry. It's called bias. It's a double standard. Okay, so let's just accept the fact that there's a double standard for black folks in this country in everything that we do. And once we start to accept that fact and we move accordingly, we won't be so heartbreaking, so shocked, or so surprised. Oh my God. There's a double standard. I can't move the way I want to move. If I did some crazy stuff, and I can be like, well, y'all ain't getting Sean Hannity. Rolly can't move the way he can't roll that way. We can't roll that way. Because why? There's a double standard. I understand that. As a black man, it's a double standard for me. So if we keep using that same standard, well, white people could do this and black people can't. How long has that standard been applied to black folks? Ever since our soles of our foot has landed on the shores of this country, we were seen differently, we're treated differently, we're judged differently. We just got to accept that. All right, let's go back to my culture crew. Rashida, we appreciate you. Tiana, you said, I'm sorry, I'm not listening to a man who doesn't read. Not sorry. His mouth wrote a check that his ass can't cash.
Facts.
Damn. Maddie, 1099. Tiana, thank you for your bluntness. Truly appreciate it. No, real tough. Thank you. Maddie, 1099. You said, you can't be present. His mind is not right. You can't be. Seriously, let's stop even putting that out there. Your mind ain't right for this. Patricia McGowan. Patricia, thank you, Maddie. Patricia, you said the slavery comment was when we should have walked away and prayed for the brother. We did pray for the brother. We just didn't walk away at the time. We were mad, but we didn't fully walk away. I want to share something as we close this out. In this piece that the Washington Post wrote about Kanye, they had quoted this brother named Van Lathan. Van Lathan was a former, he worked at TMZ. You're familiar with Van. And I think he gave this comment that I think really sums up where we are with understanding Kanye. And not just Kanye, this is about any person that we give so much power to, because that's the thing, folks. We create this Kanye, this Ye. We gave him the power. But let me just share with you what Van Lathan said about Kanye. Let's go to quote number, first, this is what Kanye said, quote 2. Let's go to post that one first, y'all, Ariel and Keenan. Quote 2, he said in his Drink Champs conversation, that's quote 3. Let's go to the second one. I want to go back to what Kanye said, because this is crazy. He said, the thing about me and Adidas is like, I can literally say anti-Semitic stuff and they can't drop me.
Yep.
I can say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what?
Yep.
That's what he said on the Drink Champs joint.
Straight said that.
And guess what happened?
He got a drop.
He got dropped.
Faster than a bungee.
And guess what happened? See, again, if you're going to war, you better understand. You better be prepared for the consequences. He got too arrogant, bro. It's sad. Like you, the way you moving, you got too much tied up into their system. If you're going to war with the system, then you better first take your stuff out of the system, so that way you don't catch it. Now. So let me just put this comment out there from Van Lathan, because I think it summarizes where we are. Van Lathan said, check this out. Now let's throw quote number 3 up on there, Keenan and Ariel. The cultural weapon that we give certain influential people, they don't build it, we do. He said, for years and years, we gave Ye this enormous bazooka of cultural influence, and one day we're looking down the barrel of it. Now, if we I just want us to think about this very quickly as we wrap up today. If we look at this quote, you take Ye out of it, and you put any person, any celebrity, any voice that you feel like is just kind of like this larger than life voice. That is what we have a tendency of doing, especially when it comes to celebrities, cultural influence, and all of that. That we give certain people this platform. We are the ones that create Kanye. Just as much, yes, he could be in these spaces, but it just showed that we are enablers of certain types of thinking, right? We are enabling Kanye, or we're enabling a Donald Trump, or we enable these people. So and I'm saying we as individuals, and then of course the companies. Because if CAA and Gap and Balenciaga and all of that, you mean to tell me they still partnered with this man, even though he said wild stuff in the past? This ain't the first time. So it's like we are giving these people the platform. And then back to this enormous bazooka of cultural influence, and then one day we're looking down the barrel of it. We are creating these kind of cultural, for lack of a better word, like these cultural Frankensteins. And I couldn't disagree with that, bro. Jules, you got the final word. I can't disagree with that.
This is it. I'm done. No more words. You don't deserve them. Not waste my time. That statement of Van Lathan is true. 100% true.
Hey,
but
if we stop giving people so much, like if people who stand before us, who perform, who do sports, anybody that we praise, right? If we don't give them that license to say whatever they want, do whatever they want, then guess what happens? They are not going to say whatever they want. They're not going to do whatever they want. We don't, and this is the thing for me. If we don't set the boundaries for the culture, nobody else will. If we don't say that it's time to shut somebody down, I get it. This is part of why there is a cancel culture, right? Because there's talking about setting boundaries. But I'm saying specifically to Black folks in this country. We can put R. Kelly into that same thing. We gave him that platform. We made it allowed him for him to do what he did, the pain and for him to cause. We don't want to talk about it. I get it. But at the end of the day, we got to confront this ugly demon that sometimes we give people power that they can use to hurt us.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done, Joe. I get it. I'm done too.
Okay.
I'm done.
Okay. This issue could be a 2-hour topic. I'm not going to keep on talking about it because I feel like I have so much more to say, but
yeah, I get it. That's why we'll bring you back. And God willing, man, we will look at this from other different angles. There are some other parts of this that I wanted to talk about, not relating to Kanye, but to other, just the celebrity culture. Right. But I definitely want to have the conversation. Jules, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much, brother. Always good to talk to you. I'm so glad you're able to join us here on Wednesdays. And thank you for being so good for the culture, brother. Truly appreciate it and love you, man. I'm just making sure I don't say anything anti-Semitic. Won't be me. You know, hey, look, hey, like I said, if you're going to go to war with somebody, you better be prepared.
This is our time, our moment to move forward, beyond the gun violence, the hospital closures, the unaffordable housing. Brian Kemp's Georgia for the wealthiest few. Stacey Abrams is looking out for every Georgian. She'll invest our $6 billion surplus in the fundamentals, education, healthcare, housing, and a good living, putting more money in your pocket to build one Georgia where everyone has the freedom to thrive.
All right, folks, back to that Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment. Folks, Black Star Network is here.
Oh, no punches! I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig?